Well, this is the Finding Significance program. We're taking people and figuring out how we can move them to a delightful place of excitement and contentment and significance that is open for everybody, but a little bit murky. Like Sarah, for example. Sarah works at a bank and she's got a few more years left and she's got to manage some people, which is kind of a headache because it feels like she's the work mom. Somehow they just bring all her burdens to her and it's driving her a little bit crazy. For whatever reason, people just seem to hang on her and it's wearing her out. She has a daughter who still lives at home, and there's nothing wrong with that, but she feels burdened because now it seems like this daughter, who's in her late 20s, should be moving on with her life, but for whatever reasons, she is not. She would like to have a life of significance doing exactly what she feels she's made to do, but it seems like she's carrying the load for a lot of people. Jim Riefenberger, our business chaplain, I have described a lot of people, haven't I?
Quite a few, Jeff.
So, she is a caretaker. Quickly describe what that is.
Well, it's just obvious. Someone who's very caring in nature, someone that would just do anything for anybody. Um, Probably thinks too much about everybody's emotions at times and maybe feels guilty, and worries quite a bit for other people when the day might be done already.
You know, one of the reasons I like the talent code profile, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. It's not like numbers or letters or acronyms. It's just simply job descriptions. So I'm a promoter. People get what that is. You're a developer. Oh, I understand. And she's a caretaker. She must like to take care of people, and she does. And she's stuck. You've given her some clarity about where she is. She's starting to journal about that. And now we take her to the next part of the class, which is energy. What do you got?
Well, there's a lot of epiphanies for Sarah in this section. I think the very next step five was about money, wealth, and I think it was asking questions about, really where is your financial plan and what's it kind of look like? And I think she was one that maybe always worried if she didn't have enough, but I think when she did do some of the number assessments with her advisor, she does have enough. Now it's just a matter of um, the secondary plan that we covered, which was her true prosperity. And then she started thinking about all the experiences that she wanted to have, and then realized that many of these that are going to happen, she needed to kind of really put her foot on the health issue so that she could see some of those coming true and not regret them. So I
This is
think that was one epiphany.
this is one of the things that's really important. We talk about true prosperity, enough money, enough wealth, enough money, enough health, enough relationships, enough sense of significance. This is true prosperity. Our working lives, we usually define it around the money part, but here's the other thing. When you get to a certain age, there's a time element. You have a limited amount of time to achieve this. And and when a person who has only been looking at finances and worried about finances sees that, it kind of changes their trajectory a little bit, doesn't it?
For sure, it becomes just like a block, like a blind over your eyes. You just can't think any farther than the money. And I think we all know that we could die with money, and we never had any experiences, and we never had any friends. And one of the things that really got her energy in this step from journaling was to start building connections. And she joined like a book club, and now she's got some women that she's got new friendships with. And so now she's starting to feel completely different about that step. So
And if a person is only taking care of other people, we see that a lot of times they won't take care of themselves physically and maybe socially. I don't deserve to have a group of friends. I don't have time to be a part of a book club or a service club. And this is another one of her epiphanies.
yeah, one of the tools that we used in this step for her was the drama triangle. So it's Jeff would pull that up. I'd quickly explain that there are three characters when they write movies to create the drama, but in our real life, whether it's at home or at work, we don't want to be the person who's kind of overwhelmed and pushing against someone and making them feel like they're the victim and that the victim needs help. And then, of course, we want to feel bad. So then we want to rescue that person. And that's kind of a perpetual way that we can go about doing that. And I think for Sarah, it was a realization that probably through the years she rescued too much. And so now just making a pivot on that end at home. And then in the next step of her part-time work career to not do that is allowing her to see empowering people to change and encouraging them to change, but not to steal their ownership of the problem.
Right. So let's say that Sarah has a worker. I can't get to work. My car won't start. Well, so Sarah, the rescuer, I'll drive over. I'll pick you up and I'll do your errands until you show up to work. And if you think about it, that certainly isn't helping the person because now they feel weak. So the trick is to make her be a coach or an enabler, or, I'm sorry, or encourager. You can do this. Well, you'll figure it out. I'm sure you can call somebody. Let me know when you get in. And then lo and behold, the person actually does show up. They figured it out themselves. And so she's been able to help this person without being entangled in the triangle.
Right. And even just to be fair to Sarah or many people that are listening, one thing that is very common in her case is she's the oldest child of this particular family. Her parents probably had struggles. So we'll get into that fulfillment step about poverty with her, but she stepped in and became the responsible one. But by being the responsible one without really any real true understanding of leadership, she ended up kind of parenting and kind of rescuing, and it becomes just the way that you know versus the way that actually would work the best.
It is your life and you're living it the best way you can. One of the things that kind of catches you off guard or makes one of the wheels on the shopping cart a little wobbly is something that happened in your past. And this is the trick, figuring out what that is, addressing it so the rest of your life can be absolutely the very best possible version it can be. So, we're going to follow Sarah into fulfillment, the steps necessary for the next 20 years to get to that place where she has an exciting and contented life. But we got to let her go for now because we are out of time. Until we talk about it next time, I'm Jeff Gould.
And I'm Jim Riefenberger.
God bless.